and friends, making tracks to great destinations.
Lego Duplo proudly supports Thomas and Friends on PBS Kids, where imagination and creative play fuel your child's journey. Lego Duplo, building sets for preschoolers.
Dear Christopher, here is your friend Thomas the Tank Engine. He wanted to come out of his station yard and see the world. These stories tell you how he did it. I hope you will like them, because you helped me to make them. Your loving Daddy.
Today on the island of Sodor, James has an important train to deliver. And we meet one of Thomas's favorite friends. But first, there's going to be a big celebration at Great Waterton. Here are some dots. If we join the dots, we will see one of the engines of the Sodor Railway. Can you guess which engine it is? Let's join the dots and find out. Off we go. There's the front of the engine. It's very straight, isn't it? And you can't see the wheels. They're hidden. The back and the top, they're quite straight too. Do you know which engine this is yet? It has a small funnel. This is a very square engine. There's only one engine that shape. Yes, it's Toby. Hello, Toby.
What makes an engine happy? What makes an engine sad? It all depends what's happened and the type of day you've had. What makes an engine happy? What makes an engine sad? So many things can make your day a good one or a bad. Chuffing children to the sea will make an engine smile, or racing through the countryside for mile on mile on mile. Just being really useful will make an engine stay, or going somewhere different, making new friends on the way. What makes an engine happy? What makes an engine sad? It all depends what's happened and the type of day you've had. What makes an engine happy? What makes an engine sad? So many things can make your day a good one or a bad. Running out of water, yes, it makes an engine sad. Breaking down or being late makes an engine feel so bad. Getting stuck up Gordon's Hill won't please Sir Topham Hatt. But don't despair, 'cause everyone has days that go like that. What makes an engine happy? What makes an engine sad? It all depends what's happened and the type of day you've had. What makes an engine happy? What makes an engine sad? So many things can make your day a good one or a bad.
The island of Sodor is home to lots of Thomas's friends. Friends on the rails, friends on the roads, and even some friends in the air. They are all very different, and each very special. and they are all Thomas's friends. Edward is Thomas's wise friend. Edward is one of the oldest engines on the island of Sodor. Thomas's friend Edward usually knows the best thing to do. But sometimes, even Edward can make mistakes. One day, Rocky arrived at Brendam Docks. Rocky was a crane that has no engine. Edward was surprised. He thought Rocky could never be really useful without an engine. He would only ever get in the way. So when Rocky offered to help Edward with his heavy load of telegraph poles, Edward said no thank you, and he puffed quickly away from Rocky before the telegraph poles had been properly tied down. Then there was trouble. Telegraph poles fell all over the tracks. The tracks had to be cleared, but Edward wouldn't ask for Rocky's help. He thought Harvey could do the job. That was Edward's big mistake. Harvey wasn't strong enough. He couldn't clear the tracks in time. Soon, it was a terrible mess. At last, Edward was wise enough to know how to put it right. Edward collected Rocky. He pulled Rocky as fast as he could to the junction. Rocky was happy to help Edward. In no time, Rocky had lifted the poles and the tracks were cleared. Thomas cheered for his wise friend Edward. One day, Edward wasn't well. He had a lot to do. Edward was worried. He thought that if he didn't do his jobs, Sir Topham Hatt would send him to the scrapyard. Thomas wanted to help his friend Edward, so he did Edward's jobs for him. Thomas rushed and raced. He heaved and he hauled to help his friend. But Sir Topham Hatt was cross. He wanted to know why Edward wasn't pulling his own train. Thomas was worried. Now he didn't know how to help Edward. Later, Edward wheezed slowly into Knapford Station. He told Sir Topham Hatt that he wasn't well. Sir Topham Hatt didn't send Edward to the scrap yard. He sent him to the repair yard. Edward was very happy, and that made Thomas happy too. Thomas and Edward are two blue engines and two good friends. Percy, Diesel, and James all want to go to the Washdown, but Emily is blocking their way. She will have to move before any of them can get there. Who do you think will get to the Washdown first? Here comes James, but how will he get Emily to move? He's blowing his whistle at her as loudly as he can. That's not very kind. Emily doesn't move, so James can't get to the Washdown. Now Diesel is going to try. What will he do to get Emily to move? Diesel is trying to shunt Emily out of the way. That's not very kind at all, and it isn't working. Emily has put on her brakes even harder. So Diesel can't get to the Washdown either. Here comes Percy. What do you think he will do? Percy isn't whistling or trying to shunt Emily out of the way. He's asking her kindly. Would you mind moving, please, Emily? It's worked. Emily is moving into the siding. Percy will be first to the washdown, and all because he asked kindly.